now the Guinea
There
beer.
we go.
Now the Guinea beer.
I thought about it. I was saying it earlier. Maybe they're saving
Dah,
it for
Zuksin,
this specific moment. Their game or grand
Zuksin
finals,
suyo.
They get the Eve too.
And alam mo, Redmar, parang hindi natin pinaprioritize yung Leomord.
Nggak usah suyo. Itu Gwynnya. Gwynnya masih fleksibel nggak ya?
Right? It's one of those heroes na pwedeng pangasabay nga naman sa isang Guinevere.
Yes.
And has good synergy with the Claude. Siguro yung Eve is
Zuksin tetap sih.
problem, but they can always go for the Valentina here if you're Onic and the Zushin. So Zushin muna kanilang unahin.
Yeah.
Probably the Leomord.
Bisa Gatot juga.
Or maybe Alice kung gusto nilang nakawin, di ba?
Yeah,
Gatot nggak sih?
You don't have to worry about the Valentina, and it seems like Onic want to go for full dive, but there's the Leomord.
Oke, Leo.
Okay.
Gwen.
There's the Kalea.
Kalea, play it safe, either high loss Gatot. I think the Gatot would be good because there's a lot of dives. You get that taunt and the revitalize as well.
Revitalize. Alright, so nahanap yun na...
Mas kenapa ya? Gue deg-degan takut lihat.
Ginagamit siya, pero kasi magic based yun. So pwede nga...
Takut lihat panci kalah.
But yeah, I would have said down the Moscow.
Panci kalah maksudnya?
Option kung sakali para may late game options din sila dito for Falcon. So well-rounded draft for both teams at yung tri-core ang pinakita ng
Maksud gimana maksud?
Ating teams dito. Well, they're not technically tri-core pero gold. Tapos mid lane and then the jungler.
Rome EXP for both to show.
Thank you Young, mustache-nya. Topik koboynya thank you ya.
Phase of the draft, you remove Gato at high.
Gila ini Harley emang gak laku apa ya?
All of those heroes that have the
Loader paling mahal sekarang.
Healing, and then you're left with either the
Tapi kalau di rank,
the Hilda,
Harley.
and then the Cho.
Yeah. Okay, so that's two picks for both teams. So we're gonna be starting with the bans. That is Yuzhong. Alright, that's Yuzhong from Falcons, the respect from their team. Para din mapalakas nila yung kanilang turtle fight. Para sa Onic, ang kanilang tingnan din dito is the possible roam options din. Like the Gatot Kacha na magiging problema para sa isang Claude. There's also that Sora factor for both teams. At dahil mauuna yung Team Falcons, baka yung Onic ay magban ng Sora eventually.
I think Onic will probably look at the roamers and Falcons might look at the EXP laners here. Because even if they get the...
Gila, ayam bawang sih enak banget ya kuahnya, sumpah.
Oh yeah, it'll be really good. Yeah, Onic is better off the Sora.
Oo, pero may option din ng Valentina dito para sa Onic. Pero alam mo yung maka-counter nga niya yung Sora pero hindi gaganda yung composition nila if that is picked up. It does make sense on the counter perspective. But we'll see.
Kawa yung Leomord dun eh.
That's right. So Falcons, I'm still seeing the Sora fourth pick para sa
Enak kan Soto, ya Soto juga enak.
Ng Alice on their side.
Yeah, so that Kirk doesn't end up with it because
Soto lebih ke arah segar sih, kalau ayam bawang enak sih.
For Onic. I mean, we've always said balance would be really good, but even more so now, I think it's warranted Onic can just go full dive, considering it's the even Moscow that you're worried about. The Khalid gets banned out here for Falcons, one of the multiple roamers that we mentioned earlier. So if Falcons ends up, or excuse me, Onic ends up banning either the Gatot or High Loss.
William Spicy Boy, Ball, thank you for the rose ya.
Want to float those two open, so that just becomes a trade in the roam.
Yeah. So, speaking of roamers, mayroon bang chance na ang Guinevere dito will be the roam?
Guinevere-nya apa ini? Rom kah?
Yeah,
Bensuyo aja nggak sih Onic? Sumpah, Bensuyo aja nggak sih?
Yeah, it was.
Itu gue ini masih riskan Rom itu.
It wasn't for me.
Okay, so that will be the Atlas, the ban here
Atlas,
for Onic. Fourth pick para sa Team Falcons. Sora looks really good here para sa Falcons.
Okay, would you rather get the Sora or get the Atlas so that Onic doesn't get it?
I'd rather go to Sora kasi mas madami siya na-achieve dito pag dive na rin everything. If they want a neutral pick, yung Hilda nandyan pa rin.
Si Plagdisi kurusan juga ya?
Okay siya laban sa isang Leomord, okay siya versus the Claude.
Yep.
Another option is Glue, another flex pick yun. Pwedeng maging EXP, pwedeng maging roam. At nakita naman natin kung gaano ka-impactful si Ogwen sa pag-control.
Mga takapan buat teman gua main mid jarang info missing, namanya King Dubs bermanfaat.
Then you can just adjust it.
King Dubs bermanfaat.
Para sa team.
Namanya aja udah King Dubs bermanfaat. Lu nggak ngasih missing gimana itu bermanfaatnya buat tim, Mas?
Oh my god!
Halo Mas, halo Koekil.
It makes it so much harder
Anjay.
for Onic to read.
Yeah.
Member 35 bulan, bro.
They want to.
Real.
At the same time, may lapu-lapu pa na hindi naman din magkakaroon ng problema dito sa Hilda.
Member abis udah keburu jadi bapak-bapak tuh gua tuh.
Addition para sa Onic, it has
Berapa?
Yung
3-2.
tingin ko magkakaroon na ng konting problema.
Game kelima ini. Kalau Onic PH menang, lanjut game 7. Kalau Falcon menang, dia yang mewakili Paris dan melaju ke Grand Final melawan
So
TLPH.
tingin ko, lapo-lapo na pipili ng Onic Philippines. And Gatot
Gatot ya.
probably. And there it is. That's the Gatot para sa side ng Onic Philippines.
And then they showed their revitalized roamer here. Ogwin can just wrap it up with a high loss.
Yeah.
Wrap it
Paris
up
lang
with a
sih.
little package.
Alis.
Still go for the Alice.
Oke, Alis Gatot ya. Oke, hero-nya.
The more you talk about it,
Ada
I think
combo-wombo
that
lagi.
would have been a little bit better.
Yeah. Pero isa naman to sa mga na-consider na natin kanina.
Yeah.
For sure.
Tamus kah ini? Tamus kah?
Oh yeah, they go
Bisa
all
tamus
time,
kah?
by the
All
way.
time, for sure. So, revitalize makes a
Sebelah
lot
di
more
sini
sense.
kadang suka
To be high loss, like Glorious
aneh nih hero ini. Tamus kah keluar nih?
Keep nila yung Hilda dun sa may gitna.
Atau nggak mungkin?
Sa may row. And
Apo.
then pick up an Arlot actually.
Lapo.
And they themselves pick up the Lapo-Lapo. Alam mo, I think this is pretty even. Parehas na teams na may malakas na lineup. The time coming up from Onic is impressive. It's gonna be up to execution. I feel like this is a pretty even draft.
Match point for both. Super Fam, Onic needs your support!
Boh, gila itu.
Falcons, one more game! Who is going to move forward? Is it Falcons now, or are we going to go to game number 7? Casters, let's go!
Here we go, match point right now for
Anjir,
Team
merinding ya?
Falcons.
Merinding gak sih?
Onic
Chat.
looking to equalize once again. It's been
Diteriakin
that
kayak
way
gitu.
throughout the series.
Buset.
And here we are. We
Semoga ya
have
suatu
one
saat
side
kalian
of
ada di
San
panggung
Juan
besar ya
Arena.
guys.
Just
Hype
hoping
banget kayak gitu
that
tuh.
the Super Fam can
Semoga
get
ya.
it together and make this happen with the draft. And Team Falcons on the other side, man, they are loud and ready to see their Team Falcons make it to that grand final.
Yeah, it's quite scary for the Sonics because every single
Pas kan
game
pindah di
the
tengah,
red
buat
side
apa dia
has
di tengah, bro?
won. And it's always been the Claude, but the Claude is on the blue side now for Onic.
Oh,
Udah, di sini
even
aja, udah, aman.
despite us finally seeing the Guinevere in the hands of Falcons,
Finally.
it's a not so same combo as well from what we were asking to see from them, because you don't really see the Kalea, you don't even see the Arlot, not either.
Yeah, where was it? Where was my Kalea? Where's my good comps?
I don't know, man. You know, it's
Coba
one of
guys,
those
Claude
things
itu
where
yang
it's
bikin
like,
sekarang
if this
landingnya
was a
kuat itu
Clay
gara-gara
instead,
Emblem Fighter dan Festival
would
of
end
Blood
up being
guys.
better here, but I think,
Lu
you
skill
know,
1
Onic knew
Nabadara
what they
sih
wanted to
cooldownnya
play
cepet sih,
around with,
gila
and
sih itu
they
landingnya.
decided to go that way.
Dan
I
kalau
think
misalnya
this
main
is,
Claude di golin
comfort,
jangan
at
takutan
least
guys,
for the most part,
buat
against
ngepok
the
guys.
Prince.
Yeah.
Kalian
On that
Festival of
version,
Blood,
especially.
bikin leader
Oh,
Jerkin
early
awal-awal tuh.
damage, though.
Udah pasti
From
menang tuh ke
Ogwin,
darah
this is what we
guys.
usually see with a Hilda. Mind you as well, throughout this map, the way this is going to go is that early aggression and rotation that Team Falcons can bring, but also expanding rivers comes into play with having this Hilda on your side.
Pilihannya tuh antara lu bonyok banget, kalau nggak lu hilang satu creep guys.
On the side of Team Falcons wins the roll-to-roll.
Burem kocak itu dari MPLPH-nya guys.
The Lapu against the Alice, you have the Eve against the Zushin, and then the Claude, the Moskov versus the Claude.
Yeah, and overall, just mobility-wise and the way that
Terlalu tinggi
Ogwin
dia
can
ngasih
do
ini.
so much in the early game compared to Brusco, who probably has to wait a bit more for the team fights to break out. And now you're seeing Falcons position themselves first early on before this first turtle spawns.
Yeah, that's one of the things this Hilda roam lets you do. You're so aggressive. You can poke down even the opposing
Layoutnya
roamer,
gimana ini ya?
and you have control around this first objective. King Kong's gonna try to make this happen, but look at the wall he's got to go through.
Yep, it's Flap blocking the way alongside Ogwin.
anjir,
They
anjir.
find first blood on Brusco, and Kirk, he has no way to run, had to burn that flicker just to
Gila, gila.
survive.
Welcome to family ya.
Onic
Miftah.
tried forcing their way in to the turtle pit, but again, this is
Awas.
Hilda. You know, this guy's a walking prior. Kyle!
Oh, the Purify was burned, but not the knock-up or
Masih bisa keangkat, Cuk.
implications. What's that?
This is why you wanted to see. This is why you wanted to see the Guinevere.
Was that the spear of?
Aduh.
No, I know he did. He did use it.
Because he got knocked up, but not from the spatial migration.
Kok bisa keangkat, Cok?
Savero purified the stacks from the Gwyn, but then a Spirit of Misery pushed him back for the combo. I didn't even know that worked that way.
Yeah, me neither. But then Kyle here in danger.
mahal.
Onic find the
Mahal.
The AOG.
Mahal.
Making sure that
Lah,
Ogwin
skill
went
2
up
Moskov
too.
knockback.
Hey, the Super
Combo
Fam
sama Gwyn kah,
claps
guys?
back. able to find 2.
Skill 2 Moskov itu rada ngangkat orangnya.
All players, all their comforts.
Yeah.
It comes down to execution battle. No macro, no outplay. Well, actually, a lot of outplaying.
Yeah.
It's just about pressing your buttons.
You gotta,
Not gonna analyze this game.
that's
Enggak, itu udah nggak mungkin pasifnya Gwyn guys, kan kena Puri.
You know, if
Tombaknya berarti bro.
If analyzing was that easy,
Mahal ya, info baru kah?
I don't think any of us would have a job.
That's true. That's true.
Stuck
But
win.
again,
Itu kan
this is like classic.
kena Puri nggak sih tadi?
Like when they feel like, okay, we're near the finish line, right? Even though this team likes macro so much, there comes a point in their career where it feels nice to brawl a bit, you know, just be aggressive. Especially, I remember S13 Grand Finals, Liquid versus Falcons. Like both teams had a mutual agreement.
Pasifnya nggak hilang.
No macro.
And that was during a time when the meta was very different and it was so macro.
It was so
heavy, and
macro.
Like, you know, that's what I'm saying. Like, ever since it's changed and it's been a little more team fight centric, a little more brawly.
Yeah.
It's been
Alisher masuk
really
duluan ini.
refreshing. An RWM will get a beacon out.
Yeah.
Too early, I think.
Flat
Masuk
went in,
Alis.
though, with the bravest fighter. Might get punished here. Kirk going into with the Throne of Ruin. But the sustain from Flap is crazy.
Pegang terus itu, Gwyn, pegang terus, Gwyn.
And he's still alive. Uses the flicker but goes down in the hands of King Kong.
Gak bakal ada yang nyentuh anjing ini Alis di sini, Cok.
Holds down 3 members. All
Woi, itu
by himself.
Gwynnya Kirk.
Meanwhile, the whole time Super Marco was just pushing in. That looked like an awkward fight and didn't seem like Team Falcons was sure on how they wanted to go, but whoa.
Oh,
AOD!
Kyle might have just wanted to look for a trade there, but those are tanky members of Onic that he found.
Yeah, this is the same thing as the one earlier, the Alice and the God.
Mati kau, Gwyn, mati kah?
King Kong has a Phantom Steed still.
Yeah.
Falcons do not want to fight that. He didn't even use that, I think.
Okay, maybe Falcons need to reset a bit. You know, the skirmishing brawly idea isn't really working out for them. The RWM came out too early from the Eve, and it allowed Kirk to just go punish front line. Oh.
Yeah, there was no guaranteed follow-up whatsoever from that. And even if they did flush them out of the turtle pit, okay, hold on, Severo gets knocked back again.
Oh, he goes back.
The BMI, and a bit of help from King Kong now.
Yeah, good thing King Kong was there. Great response from Onic.
Yeah.
They gotta keep Severo alive to go ahead and continue to farm up on this Claude. He's gonna be pivotal.
Kalian tuh pengen lihat item nih, gua di sini deh, biar nggak ngalangin itemnya ya.
Armor first, locking in his first item though.
Yeah, just want to be able to sit on top of the Alice, maybe poke some of the members here.
Rada tengah gua ini ya.
It feels like there's no angle anymore for Kyle. These jumps have always been dealt with by the the AOG as well as the threat of the Throne of Ruin. Now with the Oracle, this changes a lot of things.
Kok blur mas? Iya dari mereka ini.
Now stand in the middle of the fight, but still they have to be worried about the damage output coming out from the Gwyn. And then the Lapu. But that means Super Marco has a lot of weight on his shoulders right now.
Yeah, I feel like that's the case for both gold laners, honestly, at this point.
Yeah.
You know, Marco is maintaining about a 600-700 gold lead ahead of Severo right now. That was also part and due for him just staying on the other side of the map while that last turtle broke out. And the turtle's going to be up here on their side this time. Last one.
Harus di-nerf sih itu skill 2 Cloud masa MM kayak assassin. Nah, dari dulu kan Cloud emang kayak gitu. Mau di-nerf kayak gimana skill 2-nya? Mana lu minta nerfnya skill 2-nya pula anjing. Udah bukan Cloud dong kalau lu ganti skill 2-nya.
Most likely taking down the tier 1 might be the trade for this turtle here.
Yeah, it seems like they're not going to fight this. Onic have complete control over this turtle pit, and they will secure the second, or actually the last objective of the game. I barely realized that there was.
Kayaknya ulti gue itu kalau misal ada hero lain yang ngasih stun atau knockback itu ultinya bakal ke-trigger deh mas. Tahu gue sih pasifnya gue itu hilang kalau dipuriin guys. Cemiu ya.
Oh, that's a beautiful four-man stun that we got to see from Flap, but it won't really convert into anything. Oh. Flicker from Haji though, just to make sure that Super Prince gets caught in the RWM.
Haji's looking for another MVP performance. They're gonna fight it out here on the bottom side.
Bisa give skin nggak jualan skin.
But man, what a start!
Aduh, Moskownya dapat banyak banget lagi bro.
Team Falcons Haji with that
kenyang cu.
Overstayed a bit. They could have gone mid, but because they stayed for bot lane, they
4 lawan 5 loh di bawah guys, hilang 1 guys.
Falcons just went for the punish because they
Birunya hilang juga,
all
aduh.
the space in the world right now is everything for them. Now they allow Super Marco to farm up and take towers. Look at the gold. Super Marco is heading to that point.
Okay.
Bah, mahal.
You had to have it happen if you're Onic.
Yeah.
You had to take out Haji, man.
Yeah.
They knew he didn't have a flicker from the last fight.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just before that, Kyle stole away the purple buff from King Kong, though. And he's the one doing a bit of catching up in terms of levels. Surprisingly, for Team Falcons, even though they're ahead.
Yeah, Kyle a little bit behind. Gets concentrated energy, though.
Yeah.
Wings for
Nontonnya belum beda jauh
It's
sih
all about
guys.
Super Marco at this point. It's all about Moscow late game. Onic, they still have advantage when it comes to head-on collision. Team fight 5v5 is still very good for their side, especially with the AOG and the Throne of Ruin. But Team Falcons, they have a specific way of playing this game. It's all about the split pushes. It's all about the pressure. And it's all about holding Onic down with this real-world manipulation coming out from Haji.
Man,
Yep.
Lord up. Oh, Severo.
Wait.
Shot down to half here.
Oh,
RWF.
super
Ay, kombonya.
caught alongside Brusco. Had to use the
Lapunya pun nggak
AOG.
ngeluarin ulti loh.
Falcons are just so decisive whenever they see a target. It's always Haji laying down these perfectly timed RWMs.
Yeah, again, Onic getting distracted, losing the important sites. Sticking together is what makes them a super family. And because Team Falcons is able to split them up with the pressure on the top side, they get to find pickups.
Oh, Flap jumping in. They're going to
Bravest
force the
fighter.
fight.
Okay. Severo will be here anytime soon, though.
Oh,
but
no.
Ah, hilang, Cok.
And now
Si Kirk-nya.
they also fight Brusco. King Kong and Severo, together with Prince, might not want to contest this first Lord anymore.
Gila Falcon
Team
ya.
Falcons fought for the Lord. They got a couple bodies and the objective.
The super family is crumbling down. Disconnected plays from Onic Philippines.
Belum ada armor sama sekali itu harusnya si
Gets
Kirk
to
guys.
capitalize. They're the ones who are grouping up.
Oh, Severo had to dodge that. Falcons are just pushing forward.
Oh!
Another RWM Super Prince 2 going in.
mati tuh lampunya tuh.
But they might find punish. Flap might go down first, but it's Onic making sure that they fight back. King Kong on a killing spree, just pushing forward.
Gila Onic.
King Kong next. There's the winner crown.
Gila Onic anjing.
But King Kong finds a double.
Targetingnya mahal.
In time, Kai will try to run away using the retribution, but Severo gets to take him out.
Pusing, overhit. Ada Lord kok mati,
Together.
Ada Lord kok mati. Ah, gua mah udah biasa, udah sering lihat itu. Udah sering lihat itu. Udah sering kok lihat itu. 9 minggu.
Finishes down Falcons.
They overstepped. They soared too close to the sun on that one. They didn't have to go and make this happen. Look what happens to Flap. Great lantern from Super.
Udah nggak kaget, udah biasa gua lihat itu.
React, and that gave the clear sign, the clear way for King Kong to go to the back line.
Yeah, this whole sequence again, man. This is a proper fight for Onic. You just group up, layer your skills together. It doesn't have to be against the
Sebenarnya di
Moscow.
ET slow
Doesn't
mode-nya
have to be
gua
against
turunin dulu
anybody.
ya.
Pick a fight, pick a lane.
Biar seru
you go
live
for
chat
the
nih.
play. That is what Onic wants. And Team Falcons has been splitting them up.
Slow mode-nya gua bikin 10 detik deh.
Man, what a beautiful team fight and
Okay.
defense.
Yeah.
Onic found themselves in, giving them some breathing room into this game, because if that was more of a disciplined approach from Team Falcons, just take the tier 2 out, you got a Lord, great, you know, you've got this lead building up, then it wouldn't have been anything much for Onic. But after that team fight, now you set yourself up for the next Lord in about a minute.
Yeah, because Onic and their rundown.
Skornya itu ada di atas, guys. 3-2, guys.
Especially Falcons already.
Falcon ini menang, dia OTW ke Paris, guys.
At that moment, I feel like they've
Dan
already
masuk Grand Final.
expended
Coba kalau misalnya
majority
ini
of
Onic
their
PH menang,
resources that
lanjut ke game
could have
ke-7,
been
guys.
The
Udah game
advantage
terakhir
for
nanti,
them
best of
if they
1.
were able to force the fight in their terms, but that was not the case. Onic knew that they no longer had these key resources, so they just kept
Serem banget King Kong, bro. Leo mode-nya, bro.
Again, this is where the push and pull starts, right? For Team Falcons, the way they start the fight is you split them up first. You split up the family, and then you go for look for SOD plays, RWM,
udah mau Malefic
and then
Gun, ya.
combo with Kyle
Well, and
to dish out the
Moskovnya.
necessary damage and find look for pickoffs. But for Onic, it's as simple as pick a target, pick a lane. Let's go and fight. So this next objective, this is big for both sides. For Falcons, top lane control is of utmost importance, but for Onic, they can just look for a brute force.
Yeah, let's see what they end up doing here.
Ada heart rate-nya juga. Ini penonton di belakang, guys. Gokil.
Side, of course.
Yeah, the nerves.
Yeah, the nerves there.
The nerves.
Item jahat EV-nya.
Especially after that fight.
He looks so
The
calm,
wishing
but he's
lantern.
100 plus BB.
Yeah, you cannot hide it.
You know, again, they're facing this potential game to get sent out of the playoffs here, and now
top side.
this Lord is here. Super Marco still on that top side. This could be a massive team fight to break out for this Lord.
Onic nih to do something guys, atasnya jelek ini.
Felt on the Lord here. They're gonna go ahead and full commit.
Yoloin cok sama Onic cok.
Someone have HP! Oh my goodness!
Tombaknya kena.
The land shaker and the retribution from Kyle! Rusko might be going out first, but Kyle fighting a two-man spatial migration! Could it be enough though? Onic are rumbling! Kirk going in!
Anji, apa yang terjadi cok?
As much as he can! But you see them fall one by one!
Marco's too good with it!
Wah, gila. Mas guys, saya mau lahiran dia followers semua. Semangat ya lahirannya, semoga lancar ya. Amin, amin. Gila Falcon bro. Even tim fightnya pun gue nggak bisa ngeliat anjing.
They have the Lord with them. Savero has the blazing duet. But what would be the call? It's a 5-man attempt from Falcons. They're gonna try to work on Brusco first. Phantom Steed! They find the kill on Ogwen. Falcons are not gonna force. Silverfish comes in with the Crimson Beacon, and they're gonna find Flap.
Anjing, gila seru banget, gila, ya ampun. Aduh, siapapun yang menang, ini mah udahlah.
They're fighting with all they have.
Throw GG cok anjing.
You gotta split up the map, but inside the house of Onic, it's kind of hard to split up the family. Team Falcons, once again, they have to do the setup. They have to play for the next Lord fight. But Onic, again, as you said,
tapi guys,
stay
next Lordnya Falcon enak banget ini. Tower atasnya hancur, ada Moskov pula guys.
Again, same story. Top lane is the name of the game for Falcons. Moscow things, but Onic, they're looking to brute force.
Oh, Kirk.
Man.
Kirk is getting bursted down! Gets to escape though, he'll be okay. And they lose the real world manipulation.
Oh, that's a big resource.
They got it out. There's still plenty of time for the next Lord to come up. Haji will have it available.
Sakit banget Moskov ya.
As well for Team Falcons, crucial here. Onic though, give it up to them to be able to keep holding on into this game when Team Falcons has secured 2 Lords and was knocking on their base.
This is going to be a massive team fight for this next Lord fight. Everybody will have everything. All the battle spells, all the items, the buy-in sells. I mean, not roams. Roams are kind of still poor in this game, but they have all the things that they need. The revitalizes, the AOGs. Actually, just the revitalize. That's just one.
Yeah, man.
Belum WON cloudingnya guys, belum WON guys.
Where despite all of it, again, what's on the line here? Team Falcons, I think they're playing a little messy, trying to approach the base because they see what's in front of them, man.
Yeah.
The grand finals and a trip to Paris for EWC 2026.
Beda netornya 2000 doang
They
anjir, seru
have
banget.
to stay calm and collected.
Yep.
And time again, for every Lord, for every objective, it's been the same template. Put Marco on the other side of the map, let him join the fight. Last time it worked out, he jumped right in, following through the SOD with the Wind of Nature. Well, now, maybe Onic has a plan for that.
Yeah.
Moskovnya udah dikasih 2 buff ya guys.
To exemplify this entire idea of enduring
Onic udah
legacy
bagusin atas.
is not by bringing back this
Go big nih.
Titans of MLBB era.
Bang, oi, Fanchan.
Or if not, an evolved
On the
version
play?
of it.
Moskovnya bentar lagi nongol atas.
Forward, they do use the conceal.
Langsung disentuh kan Lordnya.
Just scout a bit of information though as to where Falcons are currently positioned at.
Sumpah Onic mau pengen go big ini.
They're gonna have to reset Lord at half health here. Look at Kyle's positioning. He jumped.
Oh, Kirk is actually gonna go for Flap.
No, Kyle.
Flap was the option actually for this one. King Kong! They get enough space to work on the Lord.
Dibalikin, Cok. Brusco-nya yang ditarget. Super bisa kena, Cok.
Brusco still escapes with the AOG, but Falcons.
Gila Falcon.
Gameplay
RRQ nggak ada aja kayak gitu.
Oh man, Falcons they want to go all in.
Tadi yang Lord mati, benar tuh.
They're gonna clear out this Lord. They're gonna clear out the turret, but it's gonna take some time to do it. Team Falcons, numbers advantage, but I don't know if they can finish it.
Oh no, anjing no Super Prince bro.
They're gonna go for it. Super Marco.
Oh no, Savero.
Team Falcons, they can't let this one slip through their hands again.
Okay, there's another wave in bot. Haji picked up a Winter Crown just now too.
Go back out, just the turret.
Okay.
The most disciplined choice. that Team Falcons make so far with the Lord takes here. Everybody in San Juan Arena is on the edge of their seats right now.
Yeah, things are getting a bit messier for both sides. The spear of misery.
Guna flicker kayak kena stun deh tadi. Kena stun guys si Super Prince. Kena tombak kayaknya, kena tombak dari si Gatot ya nggak sih?
And because of that, Onic had enough time to just burst down.
Lurus tadi.
And Team Falcons, even though they lost the Lord, they wanted to go for the punish because of the numbers advantage. But now we go to a full reset. Again, same thing. It's now a map reset. Both teams will have everything by the time the Lord spawns. Fortunately enough for Team Falcons, they were able to take out the tower on the bot side, so they still have Lord.
Nih, kita lihat ya. Harusnya kena tombak mouse sih tadi.
Kyle just did not get the set he was
lurus tadi guys.
Spatial migration, and that was not a team fight.
Yeah.
That was in their favor, but they still end up making something happen.
Oh, kena stun lapu, bro. Kena stun lapu, kena angkat Gwyn. Flicker dari si Flap.
Time trying to process because it was a throne of ruin just on Flap, but the thing is, Flap is the guy to go in first, so it was quite understandable if you look at it from that perspective.
Yeah.
And along
Zuxin
with Flap,
sprint harusnya.
were the other members surrounding
Moreno
him as
aja.
well, so he more or less blocked off whatever Falcons could
Iya,
have done.
Zuxin pelari culture nggak ada di sini ya, bro.
Throne of ruin flicker play that Kirk did. And Onic were just so quick to work on the objective as well, so these were just really good calls
Hanya
that
Moreno
the
ya yang
Super
berani
Fam
sprint
have
ya.
decided to make now that we're approaching the 20-minute mark of the game.
Yeah, this is, I honestly feel like this series, this is the perfect point in the game. You know, it's game 6. Hopefully, maybe we get a game 7. I don't know, but this has been a slow-cooked meal throughout the entire series. You know,
udah full item Moskownya itu udah siap
game
jual beli, bro.
Gets a little more even through game
Imo Winter.
up to this point.
Imo.
It's anybody's game down to the next Lord, and it'll be evolved.
Yeah, and you look at the heart rates on the players right now. Team Falcons has a lower average, I might say. Because, again, they do have Lord prior. They have all the advantage in the world. The slow push as well. Having the Moskov.
Susah banget ini buat Onic anjir. Udah mega creep, bro. Anjir semua towernya.
Massive team fight advantage as long as they
Lordnya harusnya dipegang sama Falcon ini.
The good time. But Team Falcons, again, they...
Bohongin juga udah nggak ada yang berani majuin lagi. Aduh, Lord Evolve lagi lah, bro. Lord Evolve, EV lagi. Lapunya nggak ada ulti ya. Kalau dia nongol bawah, kalau dia.
He used the bravest fighter.
They see Severo down bot.
Backwards, but Falcons knowing that
Connect kalau dia, bro.
are still gonna try
Ditahan kah ini Lordnya?
exchange blows with
Go big
Onic.
lagi kau Onic.
Okay, they've done this against Aurora. They forced
Aduh, lane bawahnya anjing.
Okay.
It's going to come down to the 50-50. They got everyone
Moskownya
here.
kelihatan nggak? Moskownya kelihatan.
Kyle potentially looking for King Kong. It goes for
reset,
a reset,
In the
though.
bottom lane too.
Bohongnya jelek.
Bottom lane's going to be pushing. Someone from Onic has to go deal with it.
Aduh, anjing.
Team Falcons knows this advantage that they have.
What is Marco gonna do? Okay.
It's this is the push and pull.
Kyle?
Oh my goodness, Kyle! He is gonna find what he has to do. It's gonna land
kena,
Super
cok.
an unfortunate first kill for this sequence. Onic using the AOG still to re-engage. They're going in for the full commit, but that might not be what they want. The minions are coming in the base, and they've already lost 2 members. Ogwen going in with the flicker. They're still gonna try to cut them off, but 3 members of Onic have made their return.
Severo.
They're down 2 members.
Severo.
Team Falcons. Severo goes in.
Kirk chasing as well, but he gets knocked off, and the violent Requiem finishes him off. King Kong, can he do this alone?
He's got him. It's Severo with immortality. It's over.
The much-awaited return to the world stage. Redemption is in their hands.